Welcome back to Revealing the Hidden, where we take a deeper look into Jewish living. Last time we spoke about King David, and we're going to be talking about him again. There's so much to glean, there's so much to learn. In the previous episode, we mentioned and brought up the general idea from the Alshich of the name Adam. Adam is Rosh Tevos, Adam, David, Mashiach, man, King David, and the redemption, Mashiach. And the idea being that this is our story, this is the story of all of man and the individual, that first you fall. You are created like Adam with the abilities to do anything with incredible power. And we fall, we make mistakes, we get kicked out of the garden. Then there's King David, who's tying the knot, reconnecting to God, teaching us the idea of tshuva, of coming back, of connecting from wherever we are in life, and ultimately Mashiach, the redemption. And as we have this for all of Klal Yisrael, we have it for the individual, where we find a way to come back, to crawl back, and to find that new, re-emerged version of a self that has extra blessing, is even greater than the one before. Now, there's so much more to glean from him, and I wanted to focus on one particular thing. The Gemara in Shabbos tells us about a story. King David talks to God. God, how long am I going to live? How many years of life do I have? The funny part is all of us know that story. He had 70 years. That's what Adam gave him. But David didn't know this. Hashem, how many years do I have to live? When am I going to die? David, no one knows this. It's kind of a rule. It's kind of just one of those things that we do. It's a surprise. It's a birthday present. We have a certain amount of years and we don't know what they are. We got to do the best we can with what we have. David says to Hashem, come on, please tell me. You love me. I'm David HaMelech. I'm your David. And Hashem says, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you the day that you're going to die, and that's on Shabbos Kodesh. And as we know, David HaMelech had a minhag. He would learn Torah for every single second of Shabbos. Every single second from the moment it came in until it ended. Because Shabbos is Mekasher Yudachayim. Torah, is Mekasher Yudachayim, ties you to life, is the thing that disallows the angel of death to take your life. Does not allow it to happen. In the middle of Torah learning, he can't. And the angel of death, the Malach HaMavis, had to distract David in order to grab him and to take his life his soul from the world. But at the end of Shabbos, King David had a minhag. He started what was called the fourth meal, and he would have a Melaveh Malka. He'd have a party. He would celebrate his life and that he had another week to serve Hashem and to live. And this is the origins of the halacha of the fourth meal of the Melaveh Malka that we have. We're after Shabbos. We're poris mapa. We set the table, and we have a beautiful meal, and we sing songs, and tell divrei Torah, and eat. Or at the very least, that we have a Suda. We know from Chazal that the part of the body that gains from eating at the Melaveh Malka is what's called the luz bone, the bone in the back of the neck. That from it will be regenerated, the tchias hamesim, the life that will come after Mashiach comes, and our bodies will be recreated and reborn, comes from the power of eating the Sudas Melaveh Malka, which I would say in and of itself is enough of a reason to want to do it. The term Melaveh Malka itself is the idea of escorting the queen. Imagine you have the queen come to you every single week. You clean the house, you make it beautiful, you make it magical. Your kids learn Torah. You celebrate. You have incredible meals. So much so that Chazal tell us that you spend whatever you need for Shabbos. Luvu alai ve'ani poreah. Borrow from me, I will pay it back. It's the king's bill. We get so excited for the Holy Queen of Shabbos to come, and Shabbos is over. We say, Avdallah, boom, we're done. Imagine what that's like. Instead, when we escort the queen and say, it was such a pleasure to have you, such a bracha, the queen leaves us gifts for the week. And they're embedded during from Shabbos, the Makor HaBracha, and given to us as we escort her out. The Baal Shem Tov teaches us that during this meal, during the Sudas Melaveh Malka, the gifts that David HaMelech gave us, he gives us two pieces of advice. The first one he tells us is to light 4 candles. You light 4 candles, Motzei Shabbos. And since this is the David HaMelech's meal, you do 4 candles of zecher Nishmas, the king, or in the honor of the king David HaMelech. And there's 3 promises that he makes with it. He says, number 1, if you do this every week, you're makbid for having your Melaveh Malka, number 1 is David HaMelech will join you at the meal. Number 2, aside from that, if you need something, you pray during that moment, and David HaMelech will pray for you. Imagine the opportunity, the blessing, the power, the incredible thing that King David, the one who wrote Tehillim, who knows how to bind himself to Hashem from any part of life and open that gate for the rest of us. Imagine if he opened his siddur and said, Ribono Shel Olam, I love these people. These are your Yidden. They need something. Imagine the power of that tefillah. And finally, not only that, but David HaMelech, says the Baal Shem Tov, will be the one to escort you at the end of life, the first one that you'll meet in Shamayim. If that's not a reason to get into Melaveh Malka, to dig into it, what is? The other thing the Baal Shem Tov suggests, as we know, the Baal Shem Tov is very connected to King David. They have the same yortzeit even on Shavuos. He says that you should tell a story about the Baal Shem Tov. He said, if you tell a story about me, said it's a segulah for bringing a lot of blessing into your week, especially in the area of Parnasa. So it could be a big minhag if you can have stories of the Baal Shem Tov. You can buy it at a store, leave it at your house, look it up online, where you can find a million stories, just to tell a story about the Baal Shem Tov. I'll leave you with one so that you're ready to go for this week, for this Motzei Shabbos. There's a story told that the Baal Shem Tov was with a bunch of Talmidim, and a woman comes into the store. The Maggid of Mezrich is the one who tells this story. That the Baal Shem Tov was Motzei Shabbos with a bunch of Talmidim. A woman walks in and says, Rebbe, Baal Shem Tov, I don't have money. I need money to pay for my daughter's wedding. I'm poor. Please help me. The Baal Shem Tov looks at his Talmidim, says, reach into your pockets. Let's give her some money. And they're like, Shabbos had just ended. If anyone else was there, I don't have any money in my pocket. I didn't carry on Shabbos. And I don't carry money on Shabbos, certainly. And they all reached into their pocket and pulled out money. The Maggid tells this story. And there's so many different lessons you could get from this story. It could be the fact that it's a mofes, it's a wonder, builds emunah in Hashem, idea of tzedakah. What he says is that the greatest message of the story was the students' faith to reach their hand into their pocket and to know that the rules of the world aren't the ones that we think that they are. That if Hashem wants something to happen, it's going to happen. And the Baal Shem Tov said, put your hand in your pocket, and they all had money to be able to fulfill this mitzvah. Okay? So you're ready to go. You have your mitzvah, your Melaveh Malka coming. Bring in the tefillos of David HaMelech. Feed your lose bone. So many other blessings that come from it. And you should have a good Shabbos.